This is Lord Thaddeus Craig. And please forgive the background noise. I live by a train yard, so that's just how it goes. Moving on from that. You may have noticed that lately I haven't been doing much in the way of cryptids. There's a reason for that. I want you guys to halfway understand what I've learned, and my knowledge is limited, but at the same time there is some knowledge in this head of mine, and not just a big bald spot. But anyway, I'm going to tell you straight up. There is a correlation which gives these creatures the abilities that they have. This one's going to be about vibration and sound, and the connection it has to the spiritual world, at least in layman's terms, to the physical plane. The spiritual to the physical. Everything operates on vibration. You have to understand that. Everything. Molecules vibrate. Atoms vibrate. Everything is based on vibration. Here's the thing. When God created everything, what was it based on? He spoke it. He didn't think it. He didn't will it. He willed it, but I think you understand where we're going with this. He spoke it. His voice, the ability of sound, gave him the power of creation to create the light, which pierced the void, and the rest you know. All the way from the animals on the ground, to the birds in the sky, to the fish in the ocean. It was through sound. Everything resonates. The cigar I'm smoking, of course, tobacco, but at the same time, it is based on molecules that vibrate, atoms, all that. Frequencies. I believe very firmly that the angels that came down and loved our women a little too much and created, of course, giant flesh-eating monsters that had to be destroyed via the flood, I believe that they resonate. They were able to control how they resonated. They left their bodies somehow to come down. And of course, they were punished horribly for it, like they deserved. I'm just letting you know. Everything is based on a vibration of some sort or other. I believe certain cryptids, maybe even Sasquatch, Dogman, whatever. I've said many times, these creatures have evolved in different ways than us. And also, DW pointed out something very, very, excuse me here. He put out something very, very smart on this. It is very possible that they are physically flesh and blood creatures, or demonic, or something us as human beings in labs cooked up. Maybe all three at the same time, who knows? But I do believe possibly even the natural dogmen, and of course Squatch, these creatures, these beings, they are able to control how they resonate. That's the reason maybe they can even cloak, like some people think they can. Now, of course, there's some folks who I know who I've talked to with at length that believe that the Dogman and the Bigfoot have certain kinds of receptors or something in their fur or their hair, which allows them to bend light. I think it's a little bit of all that. But I believe that is exactly how some of these beings are able to literally fade away or seem to, appear and then be gone. And maybe that's the reason that they mess up sensors or cameras, Why is it that there's not been a clear picture of a Sasquatch? That's not been hoaxed, okay? That's not been hoaxed. That right there. I hate hoaxers, but that's moving on from that. I've talked to so many people who have had these experiences doing what I do, my profession. I talk with a lot of people, okay? A lot. And I've heard so many stories from different individuals that correlate with what I'm saying. I believe also that vibrations are what connect the spirit to the host or the flesh that surrounds it. Like us human beings, we have a soul. It's obvious. That's common sense, logic. But at the same time, I think that the spirit within us resonates on a different vibration than our flesh. That's the reason we can do some things that other creatures cannot. Trust me, as human beings, naturally, we have God-given abilities that have been dormant over a long period of time, whether it be empathy. Some people have psychic or psionic abilities. It's not all just witchcraft, okay? I'm going to tell you that now. A lot of it is. Straight, if I were you, I'd stay away from it, but that's just my own faith. And that's for people who follow my faith. Those who follow others, more power to them, and I respect them, as long as they're not trying to hurt me or my own. But that's another thing entirely. Yet at the same time, is it? People are able to, through prayer, through meditation. How can monks, let's say your Shaolin monks, these guys, it's not just Hollywood what these boys can do. These guys are, I'm saying, I've seen, these guys are capable of doing some amazing things. How is that? I believe very firmly they're able to, through speech a lot of times, they're able to, through their training, resonate on another way that, of course, normal human beings can't. They also train their spirits. People really don't get this really what I think these cryptids can do. I believe it's not just woo, okay? I'm not talking about just metaphysics here. I'm talking about it is scientifically proven that we are vibration. We are literally, we resonate. I mean, I know I keep speaking on the same thing, but I really want to hammer it home. I believe very firmly that these creatures, I mean, even the operation of stargates and all this stuff. I mean, Steve Quayle is a plethora of knowledge on this kind of stuff. But I also, again, I keep repeating, I believe Hollywood, of course, shows movies and different kinds of things. That is kind of soft disclosure, if you get my drift. But my point is this. I think it's very possible for certain creatures to have psychic powers or the ability to, basically via vibration through the connection of the spirit and through the flesh, and the ability to go beyond that. I believe they're very capable of doing some scary stuff. Us human beings can astral project, and trust me, you can. Anyone who says otherwise, if they came up to me and said that, I would laugh in their face, because I know for a fact it can be done. You guys already know the story of what happened to me, and it wasn't willingly. You guys, right now, something yanked me out of my fucking body. I'm telling you that now. And of course, I was able, somehow, I call it the hand of God, able to get back. But the fact is, that right there was all the proof I needed to know that we are spiritual creatures within a body of a different vibration. You have to understand that in order to really go beyond the concept of anything else. If you can understand that fact, then I guarantee you, you will be able to have more of an understanding and reception to different things that I believe very firmly are coming down the line. Pay attention. Pay attention to everything. And be aware that cryptids are definitely most likely capable of doing things that us as human beings cannot. Think on this. A dog, for example, can smell things that, of course, no human being can even hope to. A pig damn sure can. Of course, a wolf very well sure can. They're also connected, I think, firmly. How are animals able to sense, let's say, how can I say this? Like earthquakes or tsunamis or other things coming down the line that we can't. Simple. They're on a their senses are connected to some kind of vibration that ours ain't. I believe we can, potentially. But of course, that'll be through our spirit. The Lord gave us power. He did. But at the same time, that's just an example. I think cryptids are, especially Bigfoot, especially. I don't know about Dogman enough about that, but Bigfoot, I believe very firmly they're very intelligent, obviously. At least as smart as us and maybe more. Hell, dolphins, they're as smart as us, maybe smarter. So I definitely believe Sasquatch is. And I believe for a fact their senses are more heightened in the spiritual realm than ours could ever even, you can't even think about it. I'm just going to go ahead and leave it with that. Think on this, the Mothman. The Mothman always is seen before something goes down. Is it an omen? Is it responsible? I don't necessarily think so. It could be. I mean, who knows? But I think it senses something, and for some reason, it's a harbinger of bad things to come. How would it be able to do that if it was not some type of being that was spiritually connected to something that we're not able to sense, is what I'm trying to say. I meant for this to be a short video, but I guess it's a little longer than I anticipated. But I'm just going to leave it at that. Now, you guys already know what I do. I am the producer for Dogman Cams, Chasing the Truth, and The Vault of Nightmares. If you've had a cryptid sighting, hit me up. If you've had a paranormal sighting or an encounter or whatever it is, even psychic phenomena, hit me up. You guys know my email. It's westvic@dogmancams.com. You already know I'll get with you real quick, and I'll make sure you have the chance to have your story told, or especially to share your own story, because that's what you'll be doing. You guys be blessed and y'all be safe, okay?